Hello friends! My name is Shayla and today I want to talk to you guys about Nonfiction November. Nonfiction November was started by two lovely booktubers. I will leave their channels down below. Go and check them out. So when it comes to Nonfiction November, the only challenge they really issue is to read more nonfiction than you normally would in a particular month. So if you don't normally read nonfiction at all, they encourage you to read one. If you normally read one, they encourage you to read two in November. That kind of thing. So as you guys know, one of my challenges this year was to read more nonfiction books. My goal was to read 6. I have met my goal of 6, but I've learned that I really enjoy reading more of the nonfiction books. I've really enjoyed reading those this month. Or not this month, this year. And so I decided to participate. I've got 3 purely nonfiction books, and then I have 2 that are kind of nonfiction based on real stories, based on real aspects of life. Kind of a thing. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I'm hoping to read in November. It's going to be a very C.S. Lewis month, which I am personally super excited about. So let's just go ahead and dig into these and I'll let you guys know what I'm hoping to read. So the first one is a C.S. Lewis and it is Mere Christianity. One, can we take a moment to appreciate this cover and the deckled edges on it? It is just purely beautiful. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, for those of you who are unaware, and what happens in General Conference is C.S. Lewis is quoted quite often, mainly his works in Mere Christianity and in the Screwtape Letters. So I really wanted to start reading some more C.S. Lewis to grow a little more spiritually. As members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we are Christians, and our religion is very based on Christ and Him at our center. And so I really want to grow more in that aspect of my life. So I really thought I would take Nonfiction November to do that. And so this is one of my picks. I am really super excited. You know, this is a couple hundred pages, nothing super long. I mean, it's pretty thin. But I am really super excited to give this a read. And again, cover appreciation. Let's just go for it. The next book is a tiny C.S. Lewis book, and that is A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis. This deals with grief and mourning when people are going through hard things. This year I have had several friends who have lost parents and who have gone through things they need to grieve. And one thing I've also gone through this year is grieving the end of my marriage almost again and getting the help that I needed through that, through a spiritual form. And so I think this book, though small, I don't even think it's 100 pages, I think this will be a good asset to me to not only help myself make sure that I have grieved and gone through everything I need to, but to better help those who are going through hard things that I don't always know what to say or how to help them. And I hope this book, though short, will help me, 1, better understand them, and 2, to better help them in any way I can. Next up is my last purely nonfiction book, and that is And the Good News Is by Dana Perino. I love Dana Perino. I love Fox News. I have always enjoyed her. She has the cutest Instagram. It's all about her dog, really, and I just adore her. She's a cute human, and I like her because she loves to play devil's advocate even, so she's not even purely Republican or purely Democrat. She's kind of in the middle. She goes back and forth, and I really enjoy her opinion and her place on Fox News. If you guys have never watched The Five, I highly encourage it. It's 5 grown adults, all with differing opinions, sitting there and discussing what's going on in the world. It's an hour long, it's fantastic, and she is on that. That's how I got to be acquainted with Dana Perino. My mom was watching it all the time when I moved home after I was going through my divorce. She was watching that, and I enjoyed watching that, seeing her opinion, seeing her run those discussions, playing devil's advocate, poking the bear. It was really kind of fun. And I've been looking forward to reading this since I picked it up earlier this summer because it was one of my nonfictions I really wanted to read this year. So this one, it's coming now. All right, the other 2 have a little more fiction to them. They're not purely nonfiction, but I really wanted to read them in November. So those 3 are my purely nonfiction books, and then these are based on real stories, based on spiritual things kind of books. So the next one is the Screwtape Letters. Again, can we just appreciate this cover? It is, it's a writer's dream. It's stunning. So the Screwtape Letters is like letters from Satan on how to ruin the world kind of a thing, is what I gather of it. My opinion and understanding of that may change, but I really wanted to give this one a read. Again, this is one that is heavily quoted in our general conference, and I really want to just read this, tab it up, and just enjoy my experience with it and studying it. And last but not least for nonfiction November is The Orphan Keeper. This is by Cameron Wright. This is based on a true story of a young boy who is kidnapped and then sold as an orphan. So somebody has gone through and kidnapped all of these kids who have families, and then they've been sold off into American families to be adopted, essentially. And so when this young boy approaches his adopted parents and said, "Hey, can you send this to my mom?" They're like, "But I'm your mom." He's like, "No, my mom in India." I believe it's India. And so it's kind of about his life journey religiously and about how he's able to go back to India and help kids from having things happen to him and being reunited with his family and all of those kind of things. So it was, again, something that was mentioned in our general conference, and I really want to know this story. It sounds like a beautiful story that's also very diverse at the same time. You deal with a lot of not necessarily comfortable topics that sometimes people are afraid to talk about, and I really think that this will be a beneficial read not only for me but for all of you as well. So I'm going to highly recommend it, even though I haven't read it yet. Just knowing what the story is, I think it's super important. I think people need to know about it, and I will be doing a full review on this when I've read it, whether it gets read in November. Well, it's going to get read in November if it's not read in October. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know about this book and that I'm already very passionate about it and that it's going to be a big deal on my channel this year. Okay guys, so when it comes to nonfiction November, that's kind of what I plan on reading for it. I'm sure there will be a few other things thrown in the month of November, as I still need to finish Brandon Sanderson. I need to start the Arrows trilogy by Mercedes Lackey, and I'd love to get at least one more of the Wheel of Time series read. I know I'm not going to finish it by the end of the year like I was hoping to, but those are just a couple things to help tie up the loose ends for my 2016 goals that I really want to do, and so those will be tied into these as well. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you've read any of these, again, let me know your thoughts on them down below. If I'm way off on the Screwtape Letters, let me know and correct me, because I want people to get the right idea. I promise when I've finished reading it, I will tell you guys everything. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.